So, staying in the genre of officiating, it taught me patience. Obviously, being able to take a lot of grief from people. But what it did more, the more that I thought about it as I got older, it's why I said I'd love to go back and watch. Because you're right, we go watch the referees too.
Yes.
And we watch it just as much how he reacts. You know this, how he comes over to the table. And let me tell you, I went to camp and did 2 man, then I did 3 man. And so I got to see how it was. 3 man doesn't seem like it's hardly anything. It's almost like football. You can get together and talk about it.
Yeah.
But it taught me about how people shouldn't do or how people were, how bad they were. Did you ever have any discussions with people that you knew after, like if they thought you called a bad game or?
Oh yeah.
Oh, did you really?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I never had anybody talk to me about that. What was any experience about like people after the game talking to you?
Well, yeah, are you talking about people that knew me?
Yeah, or either way.
Well, no, they would just give me that look. But I refereed a B team game one, and the guy was from South Pittsburgh, and I went to consult that afterward. He said, "You better never come over to my place." The guy was the insurance. I mean, he was the insurance salesman. He just coached his kids, but that they taught us. They told us as soon as you blow that whistle, run out the gym.
Yeah.
And I said, I didn't run in there. I'm not running out.
No, me neither.
I will
no.
not. No,
Yeah.
I was fair and as honest as I could be, so I wasn't going to be intimidated like that.
No, when I was in my early 20s, the only thing that stopped me from getting in guys' face was I knew that they weren't going to let me referee again. If it got out of hand. So, as long as they didn't bother you, it was no big deal. But I had, some people from Dunlap follow me out the door, and then they give it up at the end. What I'm disappointed about is that, the sportsmanship thing never came in. You didn't need to be bothering the officials for sure. It'd come down. But how did you, how were you? You said, I didn't know this. You said that, when we were playing at Boyd, before you became a referee, were you ever on? Did you get on the referees?
Oh, yeah.
I never, obviously after I became a referee, I never got on ref, except I would say, hey, that's not right. He's not doing like he would. But you really did? You got on the referees?
Oh, God. And some of them I knew, because I watched so much of it, and I would yell at them, tell them they're stupid, what's the matter, and all that. But I would never say anything. I don't care how bad a referee is. And I tell you what, I went to a basketball game last night, and what I didn't like is those referees come in and they would start talking to the coaches. The coach come up there and talk to them, blah, blah. And they talk to some of the players. That's way out of line.
Yeah. Did they have 2 or 3 man crew? Three?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 man. I'm sorry. 3 man is that's like you, that's like when you had to go pick okra or whatever. And that now, if some kid said, I had to drive the tractor to bring the water out there. But it's completely different because it's not the same thing. It's
physically
not the
or mentally, like I said. And you got one more guy to share the blame with.
Oh, yeah, yeah. As I got older or as I did it more, did you ever have a partner not show up? And it was just you?
I think I did one time.
Yeah, I did that a couple times. And you know what? It wasn't that big a deal because I stood in the middle of the court.
Yeah, right.
I did the best that I could. But no, I mean, you remember Coach from East Ridge?
Oh, that little short guy.
But he was a nice guy.
No, he banned me. He said, "You're banning from my school." I thought, well, you got to go to other school.
Yeah,
I hated him.
He said that too to me one time, and I thought the same thing. I said, "Oh, well, I'll see you at Tyner next week because I got you over there."
But coaches like that, I really hated for their kids. Like again, it wasn't about sportsmanship. It's like win,
Yeah.
And yourself. They said players will take their coach's personality.
Yes.
And those were the whiniest, complaining kids there was.
Yeah.
Where you go somewhere over like Lookout Valley, some of those places, their coach better not hear their players say anything to a referee.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you're talking.
That's what you teach them. You teach them discipline and they'll have a little class.
Yeah. Well, it's with the men's league, or the minor league that we did with even grown men, young men. I'd tell them, we wanted you to act like you needed to and have fun. That it wasn't about trying to get the best of somebody, how crazy you could get. And I think you're right. I think it's the coaches back then wanting to win. It's middle school. It's not like they are looking for your replacement. They need you to teach history and science. They're not really worried about the basketball record.
But I was really disappointed in some of the coaches, the way they conducted themselves. Remember when we went to Ottawa and did a volunteer game? That coach over there, he was crazy.
Yeah,
he was just irate and stupid. I mean, what's he teaching those kids?
Oh yeah,
complain, gripe, and holler, and you'll get your way.
You remember the guy? Did you? I think I did have to. I think I did referee because I think you were in the stands. You're talking about
Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame. Yes, but I think it was OLPH.
Yeah,
first.
But his son.
Yes, his son. He had two of them. I think Tommy Fox. I want to say that too. Yeah. I hate to say his name, but anyway, I don't think they'll have any problem. His dad.
Yeah.
I just heard him because it was wherever I was. The stands were high.
Yeah.
And so I heard him, but he kept saying. I got used to that. People are going to mouth off, and it was kind of funny.
I didn't get used to it. That's the game. I left. I had to leave because he was. Berating you so bad.
I do remember that. Yeah.
I just got up and left.
Oh well, here's the thing. Let me let you know a little secret. He wasn't picking on me. He did that to everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but he finally got banned because he was going down and going on the baseline and running back and forth as the referees were behind him, and he got banned from coming to games.
And this kid was leading score.
Oh yeah, he was great. He was a great player. And I'm not even bashing his father. It's just that they let it go too far.
Yeah.
It can't be that way. When I would watch Jake, the different places he played, I didn't even cheer that much because I think I had learned through referee and everything else that just going out there and compete.
Yeah.
None of our kids that were out there during the time Jake was playing went to the NFL. None of them were superstars in college or anything. They needed to learn what they were going to learn then. The lessons they got from them were more important than the victories they were going to have. It just didn't matter, know.
Well, and I appreciate, that I can't say his name because I can't pronounce it. The BYU football coach.
Yes,
I went. I was invited. He was a Mormon, and this Mormon friend of mine.
Well, he still is.
Yeah, he's a Mormon. Invited me to the Mormon church because he's going to come down there in Ottawa and give a speech.
Yeah.
And he had a great speech, and he said, that during the game he does not get on his players. As you do that in practice.
Yeah.
That kid's not going out there and embarrass himself by doing something stupid. Don't embarrass him in front of all his fans and parents and everything. And that's what coaches are doing. If you holler with practice.
Yes.
He's not going out there embarrassing himself.
Oh, yeah.
And I am so disappointed in some of these coaches that I see, or that I saw during that time. And even now, I see how they get on the referee. That's just crazy.
Oh yeah, no, that got to be during our. I don't know how it is now, but during our time, it was vicious. I went to Birchwood one time and finally had to kick the coach out at the end. He was yelling at me, and he said, I teed him up, and then he said, I've been looking for that all night. And of course I followed with another one.
Oh yeah.
Afterwards he said, why did I get the second one? I said, well, you liked the first one so much. I just made it a twofer. But no, when you go out to those middle school games or St. Jude on a Saturday morning, the parents are sitting in chairs right up close to you, And what I hate is once I had children is I hated that they didn't just enjoy it, because they just enjoy participating. There was none of those girls were going to the WNBA, well, maybe they could because but I'm saying is that as a referee, it was worth the experience because I couldn't have the same experience if I went back now because it wouldn't bother me. I'd be like, would probably handle it a different way. Coaches wouldn't be able to stand the fact that I'd say I don't care.
Well, it made me feel good here a couple of years ago. I was somewhere, and this, he was a grown man then. He come up and said, hey, Streaker said, I remember you represented. You were one of my favorite referees. And he went for Chattanooga Christian,
Yeah.
That really made me feel good.
Oh, no, the Christian. Well, Christian was fun to referee at. Now, come on now. We're talking about, come on now. Sometimes, I never worried if Joe Galloway or when somebody at Christian was there, because they knew I was giving my best.
Yeah.
I ain't worried about going there. It was people that just were determined that they were gonna. You were a piece of garbage before it even started.
Yeah.
That was fun because they knew you were hustling. You were doing the best you could. I even had the East Ridge coach tell me one time he appreciated my hustle. Running back. Back when I could run. But no, I think that what I learned was the tolerance. Today, I'm tell you what I'd be afraid of today if they still did a lot of 2-man. I'd be afraid of the players getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Getting yourself in a situation where maybe the player threw the ball at you or did something like that.
Yeah.
The game would be over. I mean, I would have to tell them beforehand, any of your players get stupid with me or they lay a hand on me or whatever, because I've seen it, and parents come on the court. I mean, I've seen YouTube, where they're out there going crazy. I would say anybody comes on the floor, anybody throws a ball, hits we're done here. You almost have to be that way. So that's...
one of my strange experiences when they asked me to go referee a men's
prison.
Yeah, in
yes,
prison.
I remember. Yes,
and of course, then you go in there and you sign a waiver, and you go in, that door locks behind you.
I'm not signing a waiver.
But it was this the Jewish Community League or something. They had
yes.
And it was them against some guys from prison from Atlanta or something. Anyway, they come up there, and I mean, them boys from the Jewish League didn't have a prayer. Them guys were dunking all of them. They was getting on me and everything. Just getting crazy. At halftime, they walked off the court, and then one of the players come over there and said, "Hey, you didn't have to worry about them. They weren't going to do nothing to you. We done took care of them."
I didn't have anything to lose, I guess. No, I remember you talking about that. No, I wouldn't. No, I'm not signing a waiver if I'm going into a game like that. I'm going to have some security and some guarantees before I do that. But no, I thought some of the best times, like we went and did something for free, and I can't think of, I'm getting like you. I can't think of people's names, but the guy that was over it that assigned us games, it was Leon Rash, but then the guy below him gave us the middle school games.
Oh, yeah.
But we went and did a lot. We'd go to all the preseason.
Yeah.
What am I talking about? The exhibition. Yeah. What they call them? But we went to every one for free, and he sent us up to do the Salt Creek game to open. It was my first varsity game. Which was awesome. But I'm gonna tell you that I'll be honest, that and stepping out on a wrestling mat were probably the two most, things that take. My anxiety was through the roof as a kid, and I was glad to have parents that were disciplinarians because it just taught you to get through it, and you had to figure it out. Can't do that to kids today. You're more careful, I guess, and you have to go about things different, But stepping out on the court in a hostile crowd as a referee or going out there mano a mano and wrestling are the two things I said. If you can do that, I think I can face death now.
That's true.
And probably you as a parent, as the wrestling part was probably close to it.
It was.
Especially having me going out there and getting pinned. I held the record for so long of getting pinned the fastest. And then I think they cheated to beat that. Who gets pinned faster than 7 seconds? I have to see video and footage of it. But no, I think the referee days were amazing. Referee camp was probably one of my favorite things ever because of hanging out with just referees and all the stories and stuff we had was just amazing. I mean, I missed that camaraderie for sure. No, I'd have went to the game last night. You should have told me because I'd have let you come get me and we'd have went. But no, those are the days I remember, and we liked it. Like today, I think you probably could do a game. I'm the one that can limping that I couldn't do a game. But no, that would be fun to go back and do.
Did you know there's a guy that refereed when we was refereeing? He's refereeing again this year. Mm-hmm. It'll be his 54th year.
No way.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Joe, I forget his last name, but Joe, this will be his 54th year.
Oh, that's crazy.